Good morning, friends. It's lovely to be with you again. At the end of 2023, Caroline Kibblewhite, who had been serving as assistant clerk to Meeting for Sufferings, had to step down, and Elizabeth Allen, who joins me on the platform, took over as assistant clerk. So that's just to explain the faces before you. So this is the report of Meeting for Sufferings on 2023. And if you require more detail than is in the report, as usual, the papers are available on the Britain Yearly Meeting website. It's under the Our Structures tab. Meeting for Sufferings brings together about 100 friends representing the yearly meeting's constituent area meetings, central committees and standing committees, YFGM, Britain Yearly Meeting trustees, and the national bodies representing friends in Scotland and in Wales. You will have seen the formal written report, and I need to add 2 further items to that formal submission to the yearly meeting. You may recall that when Quaker Stewardship Committee was laid down, the responsibility of ensuring that area meetings are compliant with their legal obligations has fallen upon Meeting for Sufferings. You may also recall that last year I was not able to bring such a report because we hadn't had a chance to develop the process for it. You will be pleased to know that Meeting for Sufferings at its June meeting this year received that report, and it is available on the yearly meeting website in the Documents tab. Similarly, Meeting for Sufferings has been given authority by yearly meeting to make minor amendments to Quaker Faith and Practice while our Book of Discipline is being revised. In the past year, Meeting for Sufferings has agreed 2 minor changes. In Chapter 12, Caring for One Another, a note at 1205 explains our decision to use alternative terms to overseer, and in Chapter 16, Quaker Marriage Procedure, Sections 1652 and 1653 have been revised to give flexibility over the use of pronouns in the marriage declaration. The Church, the Ecclesia, is a people called out for a particular service, and I want to concentrate not so much on the duties laid upon us as Meeting for Sufferings, as on the things we are called to do in response to the promptings of love and truth. I think these tasks may fall under some general headings that we may identify as the functions of administration, teaching, healing, community, compassion, making right, and worship. Some of our work is administrative on behalf of the yearly meeting, and this includes such regular items as receipt of reports, in particular being regularly updated on the work of Britain Yearly Meeting trustees, and the work of Quaker Committee for Christian and Interfaith Relations and Quaker World Relations Committee, and oversight of the Book of Discipline Revision Committee. We have also received updates on proposals to change the composition of the yearly meeting's constituent groupings, most notably in proposals now being realised to form a single charity in Wales and the Marches. But we have also been kept informed about work in Scotland, in London, and stirrings in other areas. Some of our work exercises the teaching ministry of the Church, and in 2023 we heard about the Ministry of Friends working in various types of chaplaincy, and the work of Cynwyr Cymru Quakers in Wales on their efforts to further the yearly meeting concerns in the devolved administration. Our opportunities for exercising the healing function are perhaps more limited and not easily distinguished from the compassion or community functions. Our efforts in these areas have been more aimed at restoring the body of the Quaker community. We have also had to accept that friends can hurt one another by the things they say and the way that they say them. While we seek liberation from the system of powers and principalities made manifest in racism and transphobia, as well as many other evils, we are still in many ways subject to this system of domination. It was, however, a great joy that many friends were able to gather together in Leeds for our first residential meeting in some years. It seems that this opportunity made possible much richer and riskier discernment than we might normally achieve, enabling us to make progress on the inclusion of attenders on committees, enthusiasm about the grim proposals, and some thinking about the future of membership, issues that had previously been resistant to resolution. Meeting for Sufferings is perhaps preeminently the body within the yearly meeting that considers how we address the task of reweaving the world so that it accords more closely to the gospel order to which we bear witness. We heard about work on employment practices, reflected on the delivery of the loyal address to the monarch, where we sought to bring our concerns into the public arena, and also asked whether participating in such an activity was serving to perpetuate unsatisfactory structures of power, a matter to which we will need to return. We spent much of the year wrestling with the question of whether to sign up to the Stop Ecocide International campaign to make ecocide an international crime. Our ultimate discernment was that we could not corporately join the campaign, but we encouraged individual friends and meetings to join as they felt led, and we have heard of efforts in this area. I trust that we have continued to meet the trust laid upon us to exercise a general care of whatever may arise affecting our religious society as best we may.